Hey, listen, Matt. Once again, welcome back to another video. This is another paid request. This time for Jonathan. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. And this is for the 2007 film Shooter, which is directed by Antoine Fuqua, who did films like The Replacement Killers, among various other movies, which I do quite like. The Replacement Killers. I think he did Tears of the Sun, which I remember liking that one. This one has Mark Wahlberg. It seemed like they were trying to do a bit of the Bourne Identity with this, but instead involving a bit more sniping. Where you have a guy who it's maybe not Bourne, maybe I don't know if that's the right choice, but I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if the success of the Bourne Identity got this film made. So you have Mark Wahlberg, you got Michael Pena as his rookie FBI agent, you got Danny Glover, who becomes your main villain. You got Elias Koteas, Casey Jones from the 90s Ninja Turtles film. He works for Danny Glover. Ned Beatty from Deliverance, he's the evil senator. And pretty much, it's one of those movies where there are some good moments in the movie. There's a sequence. I mean, there are some good moments in the movie. I would say about 3 good moments. At the same time, I can't say I like the movie. I like those 3 moments, but I can't say I like the movie because the movie itself was very generic in terms of the plot, in terms of the story, in terms of you could kind of predict what was going to happen. It comes out very mediocre with a handful of action sequences that are entertaining enough. I mean, like the beginning where Mark Wahlberg and his spotter are on a mission, and the spotter's talking about he might as well say I got 2 days till retirement. Like the way he's talking, like I'm like, this guy's gonna die, and lo and behold, he does die, and lo and behold, things go up shit creek, and lo and behold, they're left behind. You get a couple nice sniping moments. There's even a bit where he's able to snipe down a chopper. Then it cuts to years later. He's out in the middle of nowhere. Danny Glover and Elias Koteas come to him saying, listen, there's this possible assassination attempt on the president. We'll like your help to sort of go where could the sniper, where could he be, what might be the possible position. And you kind of know where this is going. I don't know why now it makes me think of Most Wanted with Keenan Ivory Wayans, which I like that film, where you have assassination attempt and he gets set up and stuff. So yeah, Mark Wahlberg gets set up, he gets wounded, he runs off. You have a bit of a car chase. He's able to heal his wounds during the car chase. He's able to get the fuck out of Dodge. He pushes down this rookie FBI agent played by Michael Pena, who was in the Ant-Man films, at least the first 2. He's been in other stuff. And so Michael Pena realizes something's going on, so he does his own investigation, which no one believes him. I laugh at this because just for the time period, he enters into the International Gun World chat room. I maybe stuff like that did exist, okay, but it just made me laugh where he just enters the old school 2007 type of chat room. It's like the International Gun World chat room. So I don't know why that made me laugh. It shouldn't have, but it did. I'm like, and he's able to get some information. And the movie really bogs down because it's over 2 hours long. Where to heal more his wounds more so, Mark goes to his buddy's widow. As Lav like kind of talking and what's going on, and he's healing his wounds, and he's talking some more, and talking about his buddy, and he blames himself, and you shouldn't blame yourself because that was his decision to go there. The idea was trying to do, but I didn't give a shit, and I'm not the diehard Mark Wahlberg fan. There are films he's in that I like. I like the film Fear, The Big Hit, The Italian Job, The Other Guys. There are films he's in I like, but many times I kind of sit there, even with those, and go, I could see someone else better in this. It's like I like it despite the fact he's in this. Or, okay, he's decent. Like The Big Hit in other movies. The Italian Job. Okay, he's decent. By the way, maybe it's one of those guys I just kept seeing everywhere and I got so tired of seeing him. Or it's like, with all these other actors, why do they keep casting this fucking guy? Like, there's nobody else, we gotta cast this guy? It's like, everywhere I look, there's Mark Wahlberg doing this, there's Mark Wahlberg doing it. Why is he Uncharted? Really? Why is he in that film with Iko Uwais, Mile 22? Really? Now he's Transformers? What, really? Goddamn. The Happening? Planet of the Apes? Fuck. I mean, this isn't as bad as Planet of the Apes remake or Happening, don't get me wrong. I can't even say I thought this was a bad movie. It just, for a lot of it, just wasn't that interesting. It just came off as a bit overlong, and like I said, the story, the just fairly mediocre. Like I said, the sniping bit at the beginning had some nice moments. There's a bit where after Mark saves Michael Pena, saves his life, he starts training Michael Pena, and within like a day, Michael Pena becomes like this great marksman of sniper school. But there's a fun bit in a farmhouse where you get some shooting, you get some explosives. They even bring a chopper down. So that's the second chopper brought down in the movie. That's an entertaining enough sequence where Michael Pena's giving a backup sniper style. Mark Wahlberg is fighting a couple people in the farmhouse. They set up charges. You get some nice wide shot of explosions. And then shooting the chopper down where you see it kind of fall in the background where our two leads are running. And you see in the background the chopper fall and this big fireball. But yeah, you got the evil senator and this whole thing about there was a village massacred in another country and they're trying to hide the details. So it was never about the president. The president was never assassinated. This other guy was. People just assumed the guy missed, but no, that was their purpose all along. Is this other guy, I forget the character's name, this ambassador, that was the target all along. But it just wasn't that intriguing of a story. Probably my favorite bit, because of the way it was shot, is, of course, again, as you could predict, they grab that girl we saw earlier, and she's kidnapped and held hostage to bring Mark Wahlberg and Michael Pena out. But it's in this very beautiful, lush, snowy landscape, which I give credit to Antoine Fuqua. He gave these really beautiful looking wide shots. And so you think it's Mark Wahlberg coming back, but he gets shot. You find out ultimately it's Michael Pena with some body armor. But this time Mark Wahlberg to see, and he snipes. He has some nice bits where the blood really looks much more vibrant amongst the snowy landscape. Like he shoots one, you see the guy's head, the back of it pop up. There's another guy where he shoots and you see the body just fall. And you see just the massive bloody hole that was the guy's head. At last, Coteus, spoilers, he gets his arm blown off, which looked really cool and practical. I wish there was a lot more of that, to be honest. I wish there was a lot more of that. That's the thing, there's not a lot of sniping movies where the sniper's the good guy. There's the Sniper franchise. So, I mean, that made it at least a little bit different. There was a sniper. But it would have been nice to see a lot more of that, like a full blown action movie of a sniper, like every 20 minutes, blowing an arm off or blowing a head off or stuff. Guess I could at least see a bit of that in Rambo 4, where that guy, I forget the actor's name, but sniping motherfuckers. But that was a cool moment. He blew off Elias Cote's fingers because he had the gun behind the girl, and then blew his whole arm off. That was probably the favorite bit in the movie. But then it kind of like had multiple endings. Like, okay, they get the girl back. Danny Glover and Ned Beatty able to go off and fly off, and Mark Wahlberg gets arrested. Then sometime later, they're able to call a meeting where they don't have Mark Wahlberg handcuffed as much. They let him hold a weapon that and bullets. So then, lo and behold, he puts the bullet in and ratchets up and has the gun. And I'm like, wouldn't it be a lot? Wouldn't it be that people with guns aiming at him in case he does anything, or as soon as he did that, people would shoot him? It felt like there'd be a lot more fucking security. Like, if you're thinking an iota that this guy killed and murdered someone, would you really let him have a gun and bullets so he could quickly load it and aim? That was a bit hard to buy. And then the whole thing is that he clicks the firing pin is not there because fire, as he puts it, he always switches his firing pins. So I thought it was a bit weird that, like, imagine if he was a bad guy. He could have gone it, it'd been fine. I may die, but I won't take you with me. Felt like really, it was just hard to believe. How convenient that he does change his firing pins, otherwise he'd be screwed. Also, Michael Pena's there as an agent. I thought he was being investigated under, because in the middle there's like, well, wait a minute, Michael Pena is with Mark Wahlberg? What's going on here? What's happening? And then they arrest, and it didn't seem like Michael Pena took the credit for it. And you think Danny Glover's connections would have taken a huge shit on Michael Pena's career? So I'm surprised Michael Pena's character still has a job. It felt like that was kind of thrown out. I mean, I thought he was under investigation. I thought he would have been kicked out or fired. Apparently the Roosters feel the same way that are around here. But so then Danny Glover is like, well, yeah, fine, you're innocent. Because I guess that automatically proves his innocence now. Do you think there'd still be other investigation, any other kind of details that may have overlooked? Like maybe it's probable cause, but like maybe there'd be... You figure there'd be more to investigation, but probably that makes him completely innocent now. They believe him. And then Danny Glover says, well, you still can't tie it to me, so you still lose. And then you get... So that seems like another ending. And then Danny Glover and Ned Beatty and a few people are talking in a cabin. These people get killed. Mark Wahlberg burns the place down. And then the movie's over. So I think part of me would have preferred this if Mark Wahlberg was not the lead. I think he's just kind of blasé in the role. Like a lot of his roles. I mean, a lot of times he comes off as, hey, how's it going? My name is Mark Wahlberg, and I'm talking like this. It just... I think what it is, someone put the best. I wish I knew who said this, because it perfectly captured what I was thinking of. He could be a good actor, He can. Boogie Nights. I think he does fine in films like The Italian Job and other stuff. But he does not have movie star charisma. And that's what it is for me. He does not have the charisma of a movie star. What do you think these people are good or bad actors? Stallone has that movie star charisma. Van Damme had that movie star charisma. A lot of these other guys. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, I think they have it. In fact, if it was Matt Damon or hell, if it was Ben Affleck, if Ben Affleck played the same role, I probably would have liked it a bit more. I probably would have. In fact, I wish Ben Affleck did this instead of The Accountant was all right. I think that was called The Accountant. What the fuck it was called? I already forgot what it was called. Anyway. And that's the thing with Mark. He doesn't have that movie star charisma for me. He'd be decent movies, but just he's lacking that it factor for me. Obviously, he's been very successful in his career. Also, I don't think the movie needed to be 2 hours and 5 minutes. I think him talking with his buddy's widow, I think that scene took way too damn long. I think that could have been very much cut down. Michael Pena is interesting to see him a little bit more of a low-key performance. Because I think of these other performances like the Ant-Man movies where he's a little bit bigger than life. Although sometimes this part of me is like, was he miscast? But he was okay. Danny Glover, I mean, it's nice to see him there. He doesn't really have much to do other than kind of growl as being a villain in his performance. Elias Koteas, he doesn't have a whole lot to do except at times be a dick to Mark Wahlberg. At times seem like he's going to assault the Mark's lady friend, his buddy's widow. So it's nice to see Elias Koteas in there. Ned Beatty's there as an evil senator. I mean, typical as can be. Maybe I'm just greedy. I wish there was even more sniping scenes. Because when the bits were there, they were fun. Especially in that snowy location. Obviously, the farmhouse, there wasn't really any room for him to do it. Because he's up close and personal killing people. But like I said, just the movie at the end of the day just came off as mediocre for me. A couple nice sweet spots, but a film I just would never watch again. So I know a lot of people like it's like a 7.1 IMDb, which I think that's a bit high. I mean that's way higher than a lot of movies. Not gonna go through the list. Like I said, I can see why people like the film. It's just, if the pacing was tightened up, if it had a little bit more action or sniping moments, and like I said, if you cast someone else other than Mark Wahlberg, I probably would like this a bit more. Even if it was like Denzel, like I think Ettore Fuqua did the Equalizer films. If Denzel played this role, I think I would have liked it more. Or Wesley Snipes, or Michael Jai White, or Scott Adkins, or whoever. I probably would have liked this a bit more. Just I'm very lukewarm on, even with films I like that he's in. Mark Wahlberg's just one of those actors, man, for me. So that's on my list. I don't know how else to put it. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.